So for 52, we're going to take two functions and subtract them from one another. So in order, when you add, subtract, multiply, or divide, you need to check the domain of both of your original functions and see if there's any exclusions. So if you look at f of x, from this function we're going to get that x can't be negative 1. And for g of x, no exclusions here because there's no denominator, no radical, nothing that's going to cause that function to be undefined or non-real. And so at the end, no matter what happens with our domain, we're going to have to say that x is not allowed to be negative 1. Alright, so if we set this up, x over x plus 1 minus 3x minus 1. We're supposed to subtract those two functions. Well, if you look at this, the first one's a fraction and the second one's not. So in order to simplify this, we're going to go ahead and put that second fraction over 1. And then they have to have a common denominator to actually subtract them. So the second fraction needs the denominator of x plus 1. Whatever you do to the numerator, you got to do the denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. And we're just foiling it. So what you end up with is, at least for this function, or that, not function, for that fraction, you're going to have 3x squared up top plus 3x minus 1x minus 1. And if we put those two together, it'll give us 2x. So cleaning that up a little bit, we're going to have x over x plus 1 minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 all over x plus 1. Now the trick on this one, or not really the trick, but the thing that tends to get people kind of a little backwards on this is that minus sign. Remember, that minus is going to have to go to all three terms in that second fraction, not just the 3x squared. So when we go to finally simplify this, so actually subtract the two fractions, we're doing x minus all of these things. So if I want to rewrite this with the highest power first, it's going to be a negative 3x squared. We have x minus 2x, so it's negative 1x, which is negative x. And then x minus a negative 1, so it's really just plus 1 at the end. So that's our final answer. We can't really factor the numerator, I don't think. And the denominator is pretty much stuck where it is. So your domain is all real numbers. X can't equal negative 1 still.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.